Oh, welcome back, everyone. I do apologise. This is day 5. Day 4 was a complete and utter write-off for filming anyway. Yesterday, we had 50 to 60 mile an hour winds with snow, sleet, rain. It was absolutely horrible. I managed to find a few marks for the boys out of it where I dropped them off, but it was impossible to film, to tell you the truth. I stayed with them. But they got absolutely drenched. They fished for about 5 or 6 hours in the day and then about 2 or 3 hours in the evening. They had whiting, haddock and small codlin. So they actually had fish. But what I did was I jumped in the 4x4 and I drove round and recce'd a few marks. And this is where we are today now. Where we are now, as you can see, the rain has stopped, thank God for that. And I sat us right in the bottom of a fjord, which I'll talk you through now. And it's out completely out of the wind, because believe it or not, if you went into the other fjord, they got weather warnings for today. There's 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Driving here was a bit hairy, to tell you the truth. But we've come down here and we've dropped into a small fjord, which I checked on Navionics. Looks pretty good, and I'll talk you through why I've selected this mark. And it's lovely here today. There's not a breath of wind where we are at the moment. We're behind the back of a cliff, to tell you the truth, but driving here, the other side of the cliff is horrendous, it is. So cross fingers, we can get into some fish today. I think we're just going to be mainly targeting halibut today, because the area which I've selected. I got Steve Jones fishing here, Matt and Matthew were just the other side of the hut fishing. But yeah, what I'll do is now, I'll talk you through why I've selected this area. And I've selected 4 areas altogether for today. Danny and the rest of the boys are fishing about 5 minutes that way, and they're actually on a pier. So it'll be nice to see if we can find any halibut moving up towards the end of this fjord. But yeah, just nice to get out of the wind. I felt so sorry for the boys yesterday. They got absolutely battered. But they stuck it out, they did, in all fairness. They'd done quite a few hours yesterday. The fishing was steady, nothing massive. But the issue we got at the moment, the fjords are absolutely rammed with whiting. And I mean big whiting as well. So there's an issue. You can't even wait for a stinger rig out because they're just too big. You know, 3 or 4 pound whiting. It's just too big to bait. But I'm going to get Steve and all that set up and myself set up, and I'll get back to you why I selected this area. Right, why I've selected this area. I wish I could fly the drone, but I can't because you'll probably get blown away straight away. As you can see now, we're on the mouth of one of the fjords. So it'll be to my left, to your right. As you can see, you got land opposite there, and then you got an island directly in front of me and Steve. In between us and the island, there's 20 to 30 meters of water, perfect for halibut, and it's all sand. To my left, then to your right, there's a deeper water to about 50 meters, and it comes up then to 20 meters, and then it steadily drops off into 40 or 50. So what we're hoping now is that the halibut are going to be moving up the fjord, obviously, to feed, and we can intercept them. So we put in our bait in between us and the island. It's a lovely sand bottom, so it's perfect for them. When I came down and recce'd it the other night, I chucked one rod out just to make sure it was sand and that. And there were a lot of small coalfish and small haddock between 1 or 2 pound holding in here. So that is absolutely perfect because the halibut then obviously will come in here and feed on them. Yeah, it's a lovely mark. We've got a little shed beside of us which is protecting us from the wind. As you can see, Steve's fishing on a little bit of a slipway. I did ask the landowners up there, would it be all right to come down and fish in here? And they said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, so cross fingers. You know, as anything in a new mark, I love finding new marks, and if you don't find new marks, you'll never know. But it looks perfect for a halibut, and just hopefully that the halibut are moving through here. We're going to give this fish this up to high water, over slack water, then we're going to go and get a bite to eat, and we're going to try a different mark then, and fish that into darkness. So just cross fingers. We can get into a halibut and that for the boys. But what we'll do is throughout the day, I'll run you through and baiting up and the rig selection which we're going to be using for this mark. Yeah, it's just nice to get out of that wind. absolutely lovely. I felt so sorry for the boys yesterday. It was horrendous conditions. But yeah, they stuck at it. So cross fingers now. Next time you see me, we'll have a halibut on the bank. Oh, as you can see, me and Steve have got a right lovely little number beer, innit?
Top seat.
Pims on the veranda.
Oh, if only.
Yeah. So last night I came down and obviously we found this because the weather conditions have been bad, Stephen. Eh?
Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
You don't mind getting wet, but when you get wet and blown around a bit, it's
Yeah.
a bit uncomfortable.
Well, you've been coming here for years, Steve. I think the last couple of days have probably been the worst.
If you come prepared,
Yeah,
and you've got the right gear, then you'll have a great time. If you fail to prepare to fail.
yeah, that is a good quote, that is, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night I felt so sorry for the boys. They manned it out, but I know we were sheltered, but it was just sleet,
Horrible.
rain, bad, wasn't it?
We had everything.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have any fog.
No, that's one good thing. We didn't have any fog. But like I've obviously been telling everyone, whiting. I've never seen whiting like this here before.
I've never seen so many big whiting.
Yeah, I think
it was like a big shoal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what bait you put out.
No.
They were just mashing on it.
Yeah.
And when you get sort of like 2 on,
yeah,
then it works out. You think yourself, you've got a big fish.
Yeah.
You've got 2 half big fish.
Yeah. Because the boys were fishing, some of the boys then were whipping like 2 mini mackerel together, and they were having 2 whiting on the pennel rig, but 3 or 4 pound in weight.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I've all the time I've been up here, I've never seen whiting like that before. But the cod seem to be, we're having the odd cod, but I think it's just so many whiting.
The cod are not here in great numbers.
No.
And the ones that we are catching are only sort of mid-range.
Yeah.
Between 8 and 20 pound.
Yeah, you're right, Di.
So,
yeah,
it's fishing. You know, you never complain if you're a catcher.
No. Well, we were speaking about it, me and Steve, when we first got here, there was like 3 foot of snow. And then we know we've had 2 days of torrential rain, and it's gone, isn't it? The roads are better to drive on. The wind is a bit hairy on sometimes, but yes, Norway just throws up everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you get all that fresh water running down though into the fjords, the fish tend to sort of like go back out of it.
Yeah.
So you never get much in close.
No. Well, that's what I did with my recce. I'll try and turn you around in a minute. We're at the right on the mouth of the fjord now, because what like me and Steve were talking about last night, what we found in the past is once you have that melt, all the fresh water goes into the fjords, and it tends to push all the fish out of them where we normally locate them. So what we've done is now, where we are fishing, to our left, which would be your right, is the open sea. And then, as you can see, then if you look up there, that it's going up into the fjord. So we saw it in like an ambush point, Steve.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that the halibut and cod are going to be here.
Out to play.
Yeah, but at least we're out of that wind.
Yeah.
We looked at a mark just now over there, and it's just horrendous, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks lovely here. Now we're in. But it's 7 degrees today. That's mad, isn't it? We went from minus 5 to 6. Now to +7, so I don't know if that's affected.
No gloves?
Yeah, no gloves. So I don't know if that's affected the fishing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least we can have our pims and our veranda.
Yeah, we are catching fish.
Yeah,
and that's what that's what we came to do.
Yeah, definitely. But I said I couldn't film yesterday. That was horrific, wasn't it?
Yeah, I nearly went over a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then that was on a level surface.
I know.
So
I know. You've got to be careful.
The adventurous young guns, they're the ones that are climbing the rocks.
Yeah.
Got to look after the old boys.
Yeah, me were on
we're on the old boy list, aren't we?
the Pims veranda.
Yeah.
But so what we're going to do is we're going to give it a few hours here, Steve, into darkness. Possibly go and try that other mark, because the tide will start. I think this is a high water mark, which we decided to try it, because it does drop out quite shallow.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to a deeper mark then when the lights go out. But the issue is, the deeper marks are just packed full of whiting. So it's trying to get the boys on fish and not whiting, because I think everyone's cool boxes are full of whiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's nice to find new marks, you know. Try new marks.
If you don't sort of like get a bit adventurous and go out and try,
Yeah.
you're never going to know.
No, definitely
It's like
not.
going back to the same fishing spot in your UK spots.
Yeah, you got to try it.
You know what's there, and you know what you need to catch them.
Yeah, definitely.
When you come out to Norway, you know they're out there, and you've got to catch them.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't give up easy.
Oh God, no.
But,
No.
Yeah.
But me and Steve now are gonna have a brew and a salted caramel biscuit, and then we'll get back to you if me and Steve or Matt or Matthew have any fish. It's a little bit slow at the moment. Matt's had a few little bites, but I think it's just small fish. Steve up there, he's had a few bites of small fish, but we haven't got no halibut as of yet or anything big. We got high water in approximately 25 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see then. I think we'll have a slack period over the slack period, which always happens, where the boys said they're going to nip down to the local shop and get some food. I'm hoping that it produces the fish for the boys today, but it's just nice to get them out of the wind, because love them. They got absolutely battered yesterday. I know I was driving around trying to find marks for them to get them out of the weather. But it's lovely by here. It's pretty sheltered, and they got this building which they can sit behind and that. So it's nice for them, actually, you know. But morale's high. Love them. They're a good bunch of boys, and they've stuck at it, and that's the main thing. But yeah, like when I was speaking to Steve, I've never seen so many whiting. I spoke to Elskin, the owner, and he said exactly the same. Never seen so many big whiting in the fjords as it is now. But yeah, we'll keep at it. What I'm going to do is now, if you look back at my YouTube channel, I show you how to make it, and that's the foam rattle rig. And that's been catching, I'd say out there at the moment, 80% of the fish. Because what the boys are finding, they've got loads and loads of edible crabs. But this rig again stops that when I've given them out to the boys. It suspends the bait up off the ground, so it gives the bait a longer soak, and you can't get the edible crab in it. But if you look at my YouTube channel, the foam rattle rig, I show you how to make it. It's just a plain up and over rig. So what I've got is, I've got my reverse bait clip. I've got a Tronics Pro rubber bead. I've got 100 pounds Xenon. And then that comes down to my Tronics Pro pulley bead. I've got the reverse clip there. And I've got my bait clip, 7-ounce lead. And then I've got a rubber bead. These rubber beads from Tronics are amazing. So what you find is if you have a hard bead there, it puts a lot of pressure on the knot. But when you cast in, because you cast in big baits and that, the rubber bead takes a lot of the shock. And then I've got 132 pound power swivel. And I've got my Tronics Pro anti-tangle sleeve. 100 pound fluorocarbon. And then it comes down to, as you can see, the foam rattle rig. What's been producing well here is the Tronics Pro Lumi pop-ups, and then I've got the soft Tronics Pro Lumi pop-ups. Then I've got a 4-0 circle hook, and there is the foam rattle rig, and then I've got a 6-0 hook, and if you can hear the rattle which is in there. Baiting it up. How I bait it up then is, here I've got a section of bluey, as you can see there, and what I've done, I simply cut it down the middle, and I removed the backbone to make it as light as possible. What you do is then just simply insert the foam into it, like so, and then fold it up then like a sandwich. Get your bait cotton, and what you do is then you just simply whip it up. Yeah, this is, I know some of the boys just had normal up and over pulley rigs they did when we were fishing the fish factory in Sandvik, and they baits were lasting about, I'd say about 20 minutes, and he was coming back in, and they're either bringing in an edible crab or it was falling off before they lifted up. But then the boys who were using this were having a lot longer soak, and the crabs couldn't get at them, and they caught quite a few fish, so I give them out to all the boys then, and they simply whip it up as normal, like a normal bait. Yeah, but the boys the other night, it was quite funny. They were using 2 herring whipped together, and the white they were still eating them. Mad, man. You can see, and I just whipped it all up. Like so. So then you have it, as you can see, it's like that, whipped up, lovely. I came up with the idea when I went to South Africa fishing. If you see the video in 2010, they use something similar for cob. But what they use when I fished for cob out there, they use like a dingle dangle, they call it out in South Africa, where they have buoyant float and they just whip the bait to it. But it doesn't float. That's all they use the foam for, is to actually give them better binding for it. So I come back and I thought that might work for halibut, but use super high density foam to see if I could pop the bait up off the bottom. And then after that, I've used it. It took me a while to perfect it, and with different foams, because I started using certain foams and it wouldn't do it. So then I went on to super high density foam, which they use for fly fishing. And that's it. And I'll chuck it in the water in a minute, and it'll show you how it pops it up. But yeah, brilliant rig. If you come out to Norway, always worth having one of these in your armour. So as you can see then, it's like that. So what it allows you to do when you cast out and you up an over rig, it'll float up and it'll sit like that in the water and keeps it off the bottom. So the crab and that can't get at it. And obviously, as you know, halibut like feeding, they're always looking up like a big flounder. And that proper triggers them normally when it's up in the water sitting. The issue we did have on one of the marks was coalfish. The coalfish absolutely loved that rig, it did, and the boys were getting hammered with coalfish they were. But it's all it means is then it's just sitting up in the water. But that's been the most productive rig I've been using out, for a number of years. Got me countless halibut and cod. But I hope that helps. And if you come out to Norway, it's always worth bringing the foam rattle rig out with you. Oh, right, we're on our second mark now. We fished that other mark, which you see me and Steve sitting down, and we fished that on the flood. Poor, wasn't it?
Yeah, a bit disappointing. Just stuck a hook in my hand. Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. We had a couple of small little taps, didn't we? A couple of pull downs, but just didn't come to anything. It just looked really nice. The depth was right. The sandy bottom at a constriction point going into a large fjord. There should be fish going through there.
Yeah. So believe it or not, how mad Norway is. Me and Matt were just talking about it this morning. It was blowing a gale, and so that's why we picked that mark to go over to. But then suddenly the wind has just stopped. So we're on our second mark now. We've dropped back onto Sandsvikberg Pier because this was unfishable earlier on. But now we're fishing it on the ebb, which is perfect. I'm praying now the weather gods and the fish gods are on our side. There's no wind.
No wind, the water looks good. It's a good high level now, just starting to tickle now. We've got some big baits out. We've got the guys up in the hot spot on the left there.
Yeah.
So I'm really hopeful those rods should go. We should pick up a big cod or two here as well.
Yeah.
But I reckon, and I fancy it just down the side of the wall, don't you?
Yeah. You normally get the big pollock and coalfish and that down the side there, which we'll try and do. You see me on the Tronics Pro YouTube channel. If you go on there, you see me fishing on here and catching big pollock and coalfish underneath the pier. We're going to chum it up ready now and give that a go. But it's just, I can't believe it, changing the weather.
It is, yeah.
It's not a breath of wind.
It looks lovely over there. Look at it. You can walk over there. Now the snow's gone, we actually got more access to places. But this is the hot spot for the halibut at the moment.
Yeah.
All the fresh water that's come down should be washed out in the last tide or so.
Yeah.
So that flood should have just brought a load of salt water in again, and with it the fish, fingers crossed.
So we're going to fish here now for about 2 hours until darkness. go back and have a bit of food. I think the other group are going to come in here for this evening, and then we're going to look for another mark to go this evening then. But just cross fingers it stays like this, because yesterday was absolutely horrendous. It was.
That was just not fun.
No, no. That's why I said sleet, wind. But cross fingers, this is our chance now to get a big halibut on camera for you. We got Matthew up in the hotspot because he's never caught a halibut before, and so we got him up there. And just cross fingers, he gets one, innit? Love him.
Right, let's get these second rods out.
Yeah. I'm holding Matt up, I am. While we're waiting for a halibut now, what I'll do is, because we're having a massive issue with whiting, so what I've done to counteract that, believe it or not, I've gone to, when I was fishing in South Africa, they use a rig out there, it's called a ring rig. And it's mounted on a dongle, and it is for, you know, big ray out there and shark and all that. But I've been using it out here now to stop the whiting. And it allows you to cast a big bait without it flying off. As you can see, I've got 2 mackerel whipped together on a hair rig, and then obviously the hair rig's down by there. And if you can see on here, save me changing the rig all the time. I've got a no return clip there, so I can just unclip my hook and then just clip it back on. So what I can do as well when it's cold at night, I can bait up about 5 or 6 of these in the chalet, and when I can put them in my cool box, and when I come out then I don't have to bait up or anything, I can just clip them on. It's all this ring, and it's all it is then, it's an up and over rig, but in the middle of the snood there, as you can see, there's a ring, and that clips onto your up and over clip then, and then the bottom of it clips onto your lead. That's all it does. And you put all your casting is on the snud. The only thing you got to make sure you got a good strong snud. This is £100 because that's going to be your casting instead of your main line casting it. You're going to be casting it off your hook length. So what you do is then, as you can see, it's just a normal up and over rig, pulley rig. I'll try and set it out there, and then so your ring, which is connected to your snud. That comes up then. Try and do it without tangling it up here. The ring goes onto your up and over clip, like so. And then your dongle goes onto your lead. Yeah, the South Africans use it for shark fishing and that when I was out there. And as you can see then, all the weight then is on your hook length, and it's not on your actual rig body, and it's all it does, and it allows you to cast a massive bait and the weight without it spinning or anything. And when it unclips in the water, you've got a massive bait, and that's, believe it or not, that is stopping me and the boys getting whiting, because they are a nuisance. And any mini mackerel or anything you know, small, they're engulfing it. Yeah, so that brilliant rig that is. The South Africans use it, and I've been using it here, and the boys have been using it here to great effect. It just stops pest fish from taking your bait, because obviously they can't get that in their mouth. It's like a big rugby ball. Yeah, so if you come out to Norway and you're having pest fish, yeah, use the South African loop rig. It's brilliant. Oh, it looks like Matt's into a fish. It's been quite slow, hasn't it, on the halibut?
Yeah, it's short run.
Yeah. All done. There's a net. Yeah.
What this is.
Yeah, we've been having some pollock and all that round the edges on ragworm. We've had a couple of nice ones, about 6 to 7 pound, but the halibut rods have been slow.
Jogging. I think it's a cod.
Cod. Just starting to lose the light. The issue we got is we only get X amount of time at daylight here, so it's a really small window to get the halibut. But I would have thought the cod and that will come on then. Yeah, and the whiting. Nice to be able to get on here. And the good news is we just had a phone call. They just delivered our rods now up to our chalet.
Less one.
Yeah.
Come on.
What? Oh, look. We'll have to go out to the shots for a minute, turn you around. Matt, the fish is from down there. Can you grab up there, Matt? Landline up, is it?
It's it's not come out of his mouth. Yep.
Oh, cracking cod, Matt.
Lovely.
Look at the condition, the lovely fat
Really
bellies.
fat one.
Yeah, they've been well feeding, haven't they?
Right down.
I got to say, the cod which we've been having have been all big fat bellies, great conditioned. None of the old watery runners or racers, as we call them. That's cracking. Well done, Matt.
That'd be nice. I'll have tea.
Happy for tea tonight. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, that's cracking fish, that is. Yeah, we got about, I'd say, about 30 minutes left now for try for the halibut, and after that, then we're going to fish it into darkness for a bit. But it's just nice to get on this pier because of the weather, and we got a little bit of a weather window now. So I'll speak with Danny and that, and they're going to come down here this evening, and we'll let them have a go on you. But cross fingers now, we can get into some big cod. We'll have an hour into darkness. It's always that chance for a big halibut, but I thought we would have had one by now. But we can keep on going. The issue we got as well is, because all of the melt water is coming down the fjord, where the water here is normally crystal clear, it's got a right brownish tint to it. So I'm not sure if that's putting them off a bit. But it's normally crystal clear here. But there's no excuses at all. But I know when you've normally fished down in Sandsvik Burger and you get that melt water comes through, and that kills the fishing. But we're right by the open sea, so I'm hoping that it's not going to affect the fishing. But it's nice to see Matt having the cod now, and cross fingers we don't get smashed by the whiting as soon as the light goes out, and we got a chance to get you a big cod. There's Matthew and a nice little cod. I didn't have time to put the cameras on, so I was down there helping Matt land his fish. Now Matt's run over now to help Matthew. The issue we got is now the tide is going from left to right, and it's taking the drop net underneath the jetty. Oh, well done. Well done, Matthew. Well done. Yeah. Turn that off and we put it up there now. Let me have the rod. We're going to bring it up to the camera now.
Well done. Right, round two.
Rattle rig. Yeah, this Matthew will bring it over now, yeah. Foam rattle rig again. That's been doing the business, hasn't it? Yeah, Matt, all the fish have been coming on in now. We'll have a quick, let Matthew untangle this now and we'll get you a quick look at him. Oh, apologies then, I couldn't knock the camera on to watch Matthew fighting up because I was helping Matt land his fish and I was running back and forth, but that's a cracking cod. Another lovely condition cod again, look, nice big fat belly on him. That's, yeah, I say 9 pounds. We'll get him weighed in a minute now. But yeah, as soon as, obviously we didn't get any halibut, but as soon as the light's gone off now, the fish are here straight away. Cross fingers, the white didn't leave us alone tonight, Matt, and we can get into some nice cod. But we've had 3 nice cod now. Matt's had 2, Matthew's had this one. So I'll keep on trying to run back and forth and film, but hopefully it's not too crazy. But yeah, well done, man. Yeah, coming home to Wales? Great. We'll see if we can get a big one now. Well, the lights are gone out now and it's a bit pandemonium. Yeah, the white dinner here. We've had a couple of nice codling. Matt's had one. Matthew's just had a lovely pollock. It's been hard to film, to tell you the truth, because I'm trying to help everyone, but I've just had a bit of a, when I was running around, I got a bit of a slack line on my left rod. So cross fingers, I've got a fish. Yeah. Since the light's gone, I've gone back to you. Since the light's gone out, it's been quite busy. Yeah. Yeah, it's been really, really good since the lights have gone out. I have to come this side, Matt, I think. The best. What's good is the whiting are not that bad this evening. Yeah. Me Matt was talking, the whiting are leaving us alone a little bit tonight. So it's giving the cod.
Nice ledge, Dave. Stand on.
Yeah. In all good condition, didn't he? Yeah. A lovely little cod, look. And you can see it there. Down his throat, I can see it. The whole herring hanging out of his mouth. Yeah, much better tonight. The whiting and not so prolific here. So we're getting a chance again into the cod. So cross fingers then, that will give us time to get a big one. But yeah, lovely stamp, lovely conditioned, lovely bellies on them. Much better fish than we've had in the past year. You know, you get the little resident ones and you get the fish eating ones, and then you get the strays or runners, we call them. And they're not nice. They've got massive heads and skinny bodies, but these are lovely conditioned fish, these are. So I'll get him sorted now because he's definitely going home for the Fijians. And cross fingers, then we can get into a big cod. You got him? Yeah, just quickly run down and you got the lights on to see. Matt sent another fish. Yeah. There's a fish coming out everywhere and it's running back and forth. Nice fish, Matt.
Another 6, 7.
No, Matt. Head touch. Rocking fish.
Smash that mackerel, whole mackerel.
Yeah, rockle rig again. Yeah, that
Yep.
won't pop up. Rockle rig. Yeah.
Took the
Cracking condition fish, isn't he?
right in the corner.
Yeah, well done, Matt. But it's nice to see cod not whiting. They're doing really well.
And they're good. Beautiful colours. Look at that colour.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Heavier than you think.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get out with another.
Yeah, it's all kicking off here. Running back and forth. My rod has just screamed off now. Yeah. Yeah, I just phoned Danny and that now, and Danny's going to come down and swap, and we can go back and have lunch, and they can have a fish in here then. But this fishing really well, and good thing is, no whiting. Getting into some nice cod we are. Yeah. Yeah, so I just phoned Danny and said, we're going to go back for some food. You need to come down here because there's a lot of cod in front of the pier at the moment. The boys are having a fish nearly every cast at the moment. Yeah. Oh, it's only a little fella. That's probably the smallest cod we've had because they've been a right good stamp, as you've seen. They've all been about between 9 and 5 pounds. But that's a little tiny fella. I'll get him back now. Danny and that will be here now any minute, and we'll do a swap over. Cross fingers, the fish stay here for them. Right, that's us done now on this location. Danny and us are just about to turn up, and I'm going to get the boys up to go and get some food. But it's been brilliant fishing here today, and it's nice just to be able to get through the whiting. I know it's nice to catch 3 or 4 pound whiting, but they've been a right nuisance for a couple of days and that. And it was so nice to get a bit of nice weather. I couldn't believe that. Totally against what the forecast give us, but yeah, it gave us a little bit of a window. You want to a fish, Matt? Look, think Matt's into his last cast fish now. You going? I'll run the camera over quickly to Matt now. So try and light him up now. Yeah, go on now. Buying cod. Oh, Matt, go back a bit. There's Matt with another lively cod. Fishing really well, Matt, isn't it?
Like that pop-up rig again?
Yeah. Well, I'll leave give Matt just sort that out and I'll get back to the extra with you lot.
Sorry about that.
Cheers, Matt. Yeah, apologies then, Matt. We just had to stop the extra because Matt was catching a fish. Yeah, so Danny and the boys now are just going to come down. They're going to take over fishing here. I'm going to get the other boys back to the accommodation, fed, watered, and then they want to come back out again to a different location. So we're going to I'll take them over to a different location, and then we'll fish probably till about midnight, and then we're going to try and get up again early and try and target another halibut. But it's given really bad weather again tomorrow. But they give bad weather today. But for some reason, we must have had a window pocket, which is a miracle, which allowed us to get back onto this pier and obviously get into quite a few fish. So I'm going to get the boys off now. Danny and I have just turned up round the corner, and cross fingers, Danny and I can have a great night as well.